Hey there, and welcome. Sometimes the wildest stories start from something totally mundane. And that's exactly what we're doing today. We're going to start with just one book listing on Amazon, and from there, we'll unravel this massive, complex network of people, companies, and a pretty unique philosophy. So let's pull on that first thread and see where it takes us.
So, that brings us to the big question, right? The mystery we're going to solve today. How on earth does one little self-published book connect to this huge business ecosystem? I'm talking 3 holding companies and over 24 subsidiaries. It seems impossible, but we're going to follow that thread together.
Okay, so here's where it all begins, a simple, unassuming book listing on Amazon Japan. But believe me, this is the key that's going to unlock this whole thing. All right, so the book itself is called Yume et Tuzuku Michi, which basically translates to The Road to a Dream. It's a collection of personal, autobiographical stories that came out in late 2024. But here's the thing, the real clue, the first big clue, is right there in the subtitle. Use, Dream, and Choice. That name, Use, you're going to want to file that away. It is definitely important.
So, let's look at the specs. It's a short book, about 101 pages, and it's self-published through a platform called PubFund. Pretty standard stuff. But then you look at the authors, and things get interesting. You've got the Use Publishing Committee, there's that name again, and then one person named specifically, Shizuka Nakaoka. She's listed as both an author and an editor, and she is our next piece of the puzzle.
So who is this Shizuka Nakaoka? To really get what this book is about, we've got to understand the person behind it. Her story, well, it tells us a whole lot.
And it's a story of some serious resilience, actually. She apparently went to a super competitive high school, got totally burned out, and even stopped going for a while. But she bounced back, went to Tokyo for university to study law, worked in HR, and navigated all these different contract jobs. Eventually, she becomes a certified labor attorney, and then she takes the plunge. She goes independent, starts her own firm, and in 2021, she founds a company called, wait for it, Use LLC. See? I told you that name would pop up again.
Okay, and here's where the thread we're pulling on gets a lot thicker. Right on her own website, Nakaoka points to this one huge, pivotal moment in her career. In 2019, she joined a business school, what's called a juku in Japan, run by a guy named Mr. Niyahara from an organization called NKCS. And folks, this is where the story just blows wide open.
Right. So now we've got this new central figure, the mentor, Katsuya Nihahara. Think about it this way. If Nakaoka wrote the book we started with, this guy, Nihahara, he seems to have designed the entire universe that she's living in. And what a universe it is. According to his own profile, Nihara isn't just running some little business school on the side. No way! He claims to be managing 3 holding companies and a whopping 26 subsidiary companies. I mean, the scale of this thing is just massive. And his personal resume? It's just as out there. Get this. He claims he led a team that hit the 4th highest sales in the entire world for an IT manufacturer. We're not talking number 4 in Japan. We're talking number 4 on the planet. It's a huge claim. His personal motto is Genkai no Sono Sakie, which translates to beyond the limits. And honestly, that pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? It perfectly captures this ambitious, larger-than-life persona he's putting out there. Everything about this guy seems to be about smashing through boundaries. Okay, just take a second and look at some of these claims. Number 1 in field sales at 3 different companies. Japan's number 1 in offline marketing for a web service. He says he holds over 50 different qualifications, he handles 21 languages in his social clubs, and my personal favorite, he claims he personally set 10,000 meetings with company presidents in the year 2020 alone. I mean, that resume itself is going beyond the limits.
So, how does all of this actually fit together? Let's peel back the curtain and take a look at this huge business ecosystem that Nihara says he's built. The NKCS network.
So, if you wanted to get into this world, how would you do it? Well, the NKCS website actually lays out a super clear path, a 3-step process. Step 1, you join this thing called the JOCB Association. Then, Step 2, you enroll in the NKCS Business School. That's the one our author, Nakaoka, joined. And the final step, Step 3, leads you to Use. Yep, that Use, which is for people from the school who are looking for jobs. It's like a complete, self-contained pipeline.
And the sheer number of people they claim are in this network, it's just staggering.
The website boasts connections to 60,000 company presidents, 2,000 professionals. We're talking lawyers, accountants, you name it, and 1,000 researchers. I mean, if these numbers are real, NKCS is positioning itself as this unbelievable hub of power and influence.
But it's not just about the people, right? It's about this whole web of companies. His website lists this huge array of what he calls related offices. And what you're seeing here is just a tiny sample. You've got law firms, creative production houses, R&D companies, education consultants, even a publishing house. The diversity is, wow, it's really something else.
Okay, so what is the glue that holds all of this together? You've got a book, an author, a mentor, 26 companies. What's the central idea? What's the philosophy that's driving this entire machine? Well, the answer is hiding in plain sight. It's on a page on the NKCS website titled Kyotin. And Kyotin, that word means scripture.
And there it is, the core philosophy just laid out for everyone to see. Kei to wa kyukyoku no shukyo de aru. Business management is the ultimate religion. Just let that sink in for a second. That one sentence completely reframes everything we've just looked at. This isn't just about making money. This is being presented as a higher calling.
But why a religion? What's the point of that framing? Well, the site actually explains it. The stated goal is to build organizations and lives that last for 100 years. The whole idea is that if you treat your business with the same kind of dedication, the same structure, the same long-term vision as a faith, you can basically achieve a kind of professional immortality.
So that's where our thread leads. We started with one simple book, and we ended up uncovering this entire ecosystem. An ecosystem built by a really charismatic mentor. And it's all held together by this core belief that business is the ultimate religion. It really makes you wonder, right? In today's world of work and startups and hustle culture, what does a network like this really represent? Now that is a question worth chewing on.